Hello, YouTube. This is Demon360, and I just need to talk about this. All the new concept art for the High Republic Jedi, and I just need to talk about this because this is very, very frustrating. Okay, first of all, we have Avar Kriss. Just read that. Can you just read that? I'm gonna give you a second. Okay? You're good? You're good? So, if you didn't catch all that, I'll actually leave it up. They're making another fucking Mary Sue. Sorry for the aggressive language, but they're making another fucking Mary Sue. They can't use Rey anymore, so they have to throw another one. They have to throw another woman in the mix and just make it a Mary Sue. And you know what? I don't really care the gender. Man or woman, I don't want Mary Sues in my stories. Mary Sues are not interesting. They are not fun. They are not there's nothing to them. They're just god-level characters. Look at her. She's literally dressed as a queen, dressed as a god. And it is frustrating. It's like, they said there was no main character to this story. Yet they're treating Avar Kriss as like the quintessential god Jedi. Even though she's not. Okay. I'm not going to go too far into this until later. Next, we got Loden Greatstorm. I don't really have a problem with this guy. In short, he's just a wise Jedi Master, strong and wise, he has a good sense of humor, and he looks at every moment as a learning experience to better himself. Honestly, I don't really have a problem with this. It's just another wise Jedi Master. It's just another Plo Koon, another Kit Fisto. And I like Plo Koon and Kit Fisto, so really don't have a problem with this guy. Then we've got Keeve Trennis, and oh boy, I really don't know how to feel about this one. So, Keeve is a young firebrand Jedi, believed to have a great future ahead of her, if only she would believe it herself. She's quick-witted and impulsive, and she's only been a Jedi Knight for a few weeks. She is starstruck around Avar, knowing of the many great things she has done in the past, and is determined to prove herself to Avar and the other legendary Jedi, but first she must learn to trust in herself as much as she trusts in the Force. Bloody fuck. Do we really need to tie every character to Avar Kriss? Do we really? Like, do I really have to do this? Keeve Trennis actually sounds interesting. Like a Jedi who is powerful, is strong, has a great future, but doesn't believe in herself and has to rise and learn to believe in herself. Like, that's interesting. That's cool. But you have to, like, put Avar Kriss with it and be like, oh yeah, she's nothing. She's not the character you should be paying attention to. Take a look at Avar Kriss. She's the one you should be paying attention to, when really I couldn't give a damn about Avar Kriss, and I could actually give somewhat of a damn about Keeve Trennis. Like, I really want to, like, I don't really want to, I kind of want to see where they take the character, even though they're probably not going to take them very far before they ruin her, but who cares? It's Lucasfilm, it's Star Wars, woo! Oh my god. Someone pour water on me. Get me out of this nightmare. Just get me out of this nightmare. Let me wake up and learn that Disney never purchased Star Wars and they're making a KOTOR 3. Please. But yeah, I don't want a story about a Mary Sue. I already saw one and I hated it. And this is clearly not going to be any better. Okay, next we got Stellian Gios. He's a well-respected Jedi Master. and he came up through the order with, you guessed it, Avar Kriss. And although the two are often on different assignments, when the two work together, they are a powerhouse team of two noble heroes in action. He is a skilled teacher, he's a natural teacher, and he's strong in the Force. He's currently stationed on a Jedi Temple on Kargon Viner. Okay. Why does he have to be connected to Avar Kriss? Ugh. Like, take a look at, Loden Greatstorm. Yeah, he's a wise and skilled Jedi Master, right? Wise and skilled, very powerful. But he's not connected to Avar Kriss. He's a wise and powerful Jedi Master because he's a wise and powerful Jedi Master. This guy is a wise and powerful Jedi Master because he has a connection to Avar Kriss. And I'm pretty sure they're trying to say that this guy is only an average Jedi, but when they put him with Avar Kriss, he's actually competent. Again, they're feeding into the Mary Sue. And by the way, if they make this dude and Avar Kriss another Force dyad, I'm gonna lose it. Because I've already had my fair share of Force dyads. And he could be an interesting character. Like, I just wish he could be interesting. He could be like another Plo Koon. But no, because they're making him like, oh, you're a good Jedi Master, but you're not good unless you have Avar Kriss with you. Can you just take Avar Kriss out of the picture, please? Oh my god. And our final one is Vernesta Vern Roh. Arwa? I don't know. Vern is a newly minted Jedi Knight. She's a Mirialan and was Padawan to Stellian Gios. She works hard and is devoted to the Jedi Order, more so than most others at her age. At 16, she is one of the youngest knights in the generation. She struggles to fit with the adults while also setting a good example for younger Jedi. Okay. She works hard and she's devoted to her Jedi Order more so than others at her age. Yet when we go back to Keeve Trennis, she is determined to prove herself to Avar and the Jedi. Isn't that devotion? So who's the devoted Jedi here? Vern or what's her name? Keeve or Vern. And both are like, okay, she also says she's one of the youngest of her generation, yet she sets a good example for younger Jedi. So, are you like just someone sitting in the temple giving advice to younglings? If you're the youngest knight of your generation, then, okay, probably like Padawans or something, but most Padawans are going to be her age. So unless she's giving younglings advice and sitting around in a temple on her lazy ass all day, I really don't know what they mean by that. And again, that could be interesting to kind of see her as like a very young and promising knight, but she feels like looked over because of all the other great Jedi Masters. She kind of feels like she's a nobody. That could be interesting. I doubt they're ever going to do it because they're Lucasfilm and they don't care about good storytelling and they only care about how much money on how many fucking Avar Kriss action figures they can make. Okay. Now, I'm going to admit it. I don't have a problem with Loden Greatstorm. Wise Jedi Master, don't have a problem with him. Keeve Trennis has potential. I doubt they're actually going to do anything with that potential, but she still has some potential. And Vernesta Rar, maybe. I really don't know what they're going for with this character. I'm very mixed on her. I don't really have anything I openly hate about her, but I really don't know if I like anything. And then Stellian, I really don't know what to think about because he's apparently nothing. unless Avar Kriss is around. He's kind of just a master for her to look up to, and just someone to make Avar Kriss even more Mary Sue. And then we got Avar Kriss, who, if I were the head writer of Star Wars: The High Republic, I would have never agreed. If I was a writer of The High Republic, I would have never agreed to Avar Kriss. I would have said, no. We are not having a quintessential Jedi. Each and every Jedi is going to be unique and different in their own ways that have good and negative traits. I probably would have got fired because they wouldn't have been able to make any action figures, but who am I to say anything about it? I'm just a professional. No, I'm not professional. No, I am not. Okay, why did I say I'm professional? I am not a professional writer, but I am a writer. I'm not a professional writer, but I do write. I write stories. And one of the biggest things I know about when writing stories is you have to have interesting characters with struggle, with a sense of relatability, but also be unique. Have their strengths and have their weaknesses. God, I don't know why I said I'm professional. I am most certainly not professional. You need to have a good story, with good struggle, with good consequences. Avar Kriss is the exact definition of bad character creation, bad storytelling. Mary Sues are not good for stories. Sorry about that. All you're gonna get out of it is a countdown until Avar Kriss kills all the bad guys. That's literally what the High Republic is going to be, and it pains me that it is. Keeve Trennis, I'm actually kind of interested in her character. But all she is some brat trying to prove herself to the godlike Mary Sue, even though she has an interesting story you can give her. But nope, she's just gotta learn how to pray to the great goddess Avar Kriss. Like, it's such a disappointment. And then the other two I really don't know what to think about, and then Loden, don't really have much to say about him. And also, where are the bounty hunters? Where are the scoundrels? I understand that this is the Jedi's story, but I don't want just Jedi. I want more than, I do want scoundrels. I do want bounty hunters. You can only get so much dynamic out of a bunch of Jedi. You can have this Jedi and this Jedi, like angry Jedi and sad Jedi, or hopeful Jedi and non-hopeful Jedi. But you can get a little bit more out of it when you add anything other than Jedi. You can add, scoundrels, bounty hunters, spice runners, Jedi. Imagine a Jedi being, stranded on a planet after the Great Disaster and having to team up with, a bounty hunter, and have to learn that there's more to life than just the ways of the Jedi, and needs to learn, why scoundrels and bounty hunters, how they live, why they have to do the things they do, and stuff, and he has to learn that there's more to life than just being a Jedi, that not everybody is a great Jedi with a great, amazing purpose. Some are just common folk and, has to learn the ways of the common folk. Come to think of it, that would be a great story idea, but I digress. But no, it's just a bunch of either Jedi Padawan brats or other really good Jedi Masters all going down on their knees and praying the Hail Mary to their god, Avar Kriss, because she's a Mary Sue and she can do everything. I'm pretty sure Loden Greatstorm is supposed to be the wise Jedi Master, yet nobody pays any attention to him, and they're all just bowing down to Avar Kriss. That's why I have no problem with Loden Greatstorm, because he has no connection to Avar Kriss. He's just a wise Jedi Master because he's an experienced and well-seasoned Jedi. He's not a godly Mary Sue, and he's not a godlike Mary Sue with no flaws, but he's also not, completely flawed and still has strengths. I do actually want to see where they take Keeve Trennis But that's all I really want to see right now. Because Keeve actually, like, her story sounds interesting, but I really don't think they're going to do anything with her character, and it sucks. And then Stellian and Vern, I have no idea. I just don't understand. From what I'm hearing, Stellian is just this pathetic piece of a life form that is only competent when Avar Kriss is around. That he's good and all, but he's no Avar Kriss, and he needs Avar Kriss to be good, which sucks, and I really don't know what they're saying with Vern Raw. I really don't understand. And also, they said diversity, yet I see 3 humans and a Mirielin, which is basically a green-skinned human. I see 1 interesting alien. A Twi'lek. Alright. I forgot. This is Lucasfilm. It's all just a big political statement. Look, you got your white lady, you got your black lady, and you got your, alien race lady. Okay. Again, I don't care about the race. I don't care about the character's gender, or their race, or their color, or anything. I just want a character that's interesting, that has a good story. I don't care what they are. I care about who they are, not what they are, what they look like. I care about how they interact with the other characters. What are their strengths and weaknesses? How do they fit in this story? What is their place? How do they find their place? I don't like Mary Sues, who are just perfect from the get-go. Those aren't good characters for stories, because all it ends up becoming is a countdown until the Mary Sue wins. And then it's just a stopwatch saying how long it can take for her to kill everybody, while all the other characters who are being promoted are just sitting around doing nothing. Okay. And I was actually somewhat excited for High Republic. I was somewhat excited, and then this bitch came along. And I am not some raging hater of Star Wars who is just going out of his way to just attack Star Wars. I am upset because the franchise that I grew up with, that I watched the movies and the TV shows, and I read the books and comics, and I read everything. I'm basically a nerd of it. And I loved it because it allowed me to get away from reality. It's being burned down around me by the reality I'm trying to escape from. Star Wars used to be for everybody, and now it's just for people who believe in Lucasfilm's political messages. And if you don't believe in them, then you're a man baby and you're stupid. That's not me saying that. That's Lucasfilm. Because if you ask me, none of you are man babies. None of you are stupid for not liking Disney Star Wars. And none of you deserve the harsh and disgusting treatment that Lucasfilm has been giving their fan base just so their quote-unquote loyal fans can just eat up their shit give them money that they don't deserve. And so they can just feed their quote-unquote loyal fans all their shit and get their money back, because that's all Lucasfilm wants out of you. They don't care about the stories. They just care about the money. That is the weakness with the sequel trilogy. Nobody gives a damn about the story in the sequel trilogy. It's all about the money. And that's what sucks about it. The High Republic might have 1 or 2 good stories, and by that I mean whichever ones are being written by Charles Soule, because so far he's the only writer of Lucasfilm that I've heard of that writes good Star Wars content, like the Darth Vader comics, and isn't an asshole to people. So, whatever he writes is probably going to be pretty good, because he's actually a pretty good writer, for a change in Lucasfilm. But if you're going to read High Republic, and if you're going to pay these assholes, prepare to be disappointed. I guarantee you, you are going to be disappointed. That your money is going to be, that you're going to have your money wasted. And it pains me to see some of these characters that look interesting just get thrown on the ground and shat on. Because that's what Lucasfilm is going to do to each and every one of these characters, except Avar Kriss, who already did get shat on. And she's being built up as this perfect Jedi, even though there should not be a perfect Jedi. There should never be a perfect character. They should always have some sort of fucking flaw. That is part of characterism. That is part of humanity. That is part of storytelling. I don't understand how the people at Lucasfilm are so fucking stupid that they don't understand some of the first few rules about storytelling. They already fucked up once, and now they're gonna do it a second time, almost instantly afterwards. They learned nothing. They never will learn. They're gonna keep doing these Mary Sue characters. They're gonna keep going and going and going, and they're never gonna learn anything. Star Wars is just gonna get worse and worse. As if it already couldn't get worse. It's gonna get worse. If you know what I mean. They're never going to learn from their mistakes. Kathleen Kennedy is not the only one who needs to get out, even though she should. All of them need to get out. Except Charles Soule. I don't really have a problem with him. But everyone else has to go. Well, actually, no, Dave Filoni doesn't have to go either. Dave Filoni and Charles Soule can stay. But everyone else has to go. Actually, if you bring Jon Favreau in, he can stay too. But I digress. Everyone's got to go. Except those three. Because this is going to fall apart. All of these characters are going to be wasted and ruined. There's going to be nothing to them. And I don't like saying this. I was excited for this. I was excited for this Star Wars story. I don't want them to touch the Old Republic or KOTOR, because I know they're going to fuck it up too. And I love KOTOR. KOTOR is my childhood. So I can't wait to see how they fuck it up. Actually, no, I don't. I can wait. I can wait until the end of time. And I'm surprised I'm actually going to say this out loud, but I don't think I'm going to go see the next Star Wars movie. I don't think I'm going to buy the next few Star Wars books. Because this is all just... Disney does not know what they're doing. They don't. Stop trying to pretend like they do, because they don't. I'm no longer going to listen to their lies and their political messages. I stood out so long for them, I'm not going to do it any longer. This pushed me over the edge. Avar Kriss pushed me over the edge. So I'm sorry to all the people who are actually going to buy these books. You're wasting your money and you're wasting your time. When you could be reading something like the Thrawn trilogy, the Legends one, or Legacy of the Force, or the Legacy comics, or the KOTOR comics, or just anything else but this. Okay. I'm gonna quit my rant because if I don't stop now, I'll probably I never will stop. And I do need to stop. So, okay. I hope each and every one of you watching is doing okay with the quarantine and the pandemic. I hope each and every one of you is okay. Hope none of you have got affected. I hope you're all safe, because love you all. You all give me good support. And so I really I want everyone to be safe. I want everyone to be happy. And I don't hate Star Wars. Well, Disney Star Wars I do hate. But I know I sound like a diehard hating fan of this franchise. I'm not. I don't know. Like, wasn't the biggest thing they said was the point of the story is what scares a Jedi? What's gonna scare a Jedi if you got a fucking Mary Sue running around? Nothing's gonna scare her, so the point of your story is gonna be nothing. There's nothing to this. Okay, I gotta stop. I just hope each and every one of you is okay. Hope you're holding up. We're gonna get through this together. I'm gonna be working on some more content for you all that it's not trashing Disney Star Wars, because so many people already do it. Everyone just stay safe. We're gonna pull through it together. Love you all. This is Demon360. May the Force be with you. Bye.